Hello and welcome back to Destiny, where it's been a week since the House of Wolves has officially launched the second expansion pack for Destiny. It's kind of like the really big changer with a lot of things to loot and how loot does, and raids are not a new thing. So first off, I want to tell you that I am now kind of bored of this game. So originally, I thought that Petra, the Queen Emissary, will give us bounties every week, but no, she doesn't. She gives you bounties at the start of, or not. Thought she would give us every day new bounties because we're always going to be farming for the keys by killing these guys across the world. And well, no, she doesn't. She doesn't give you those every day. She gives them every week, and that's a problem because there's no. It's not really a problem because there's no fucking reason to get Queen's rep. Like these shaders are exactly the same. I mean, you could have bought these in the second week of the game. So we're gonna do here. So this is rose gold, and this is prism dancer. Okay. I don't care about emblems. They don't really show anything. Everybody usually has the same one, so I like to be a little bit unique. Also, they're kind of expensive. And then you can get a ship. Ships are kind of fucking useless still, and you can get some other shaders, but and you can have access to this gun if you didn't get it already. I don't like this gun. I think it's extremely overrated. It's a single shot gun. There's no auto. If it rate of fire is not as important on a burst fire or a single shot as it is on on a on like an auto rifle or something that has full auto. It doesn't make any sense. So I mean, it does factor in, but not as significant as it is on an auto. And then of course, House of Judgment. This guy still has no bounties here. Still nothing here. Just some loot. You know, you can get some armor core. You can get some of this stuff, but I mean, it's the you're gonna get from Hive. Like, look at this. This is garbage. Like, why would you waste time trying to get this? Like, this perk is kind of meaningless. Greatly increases armor and melee recharge when fighting Hive in the Prison of Elders. Equipped prior to first wave of each round. So it's, like, so unique. Like, it's not just Hive. It's Hive in the Prison of Elders. The Volta Glass and the Curtis End stuff would work on the whole race. Like, you know, killing Vex would yield a light orb and all that stuff. But this is like, no, I'd rather have this package. And some of the new perks are not that great. This weapon deals moderate bonus damage to fallen shanks. Like, you can melee fallen shanks, so extra damage doesn't do much. You know, this weapon has better target acquisition. What the hell does that fucking mean? Like, a lot of weird stuff. You know, new ships, but it requires, again, rep and a shit ton of rep. You only get rep from doing the Prison of Elders and all that stuff, and you know, you get like 1,000, 1,500 from doing the weekly stuff. But still, it's like, I mean, I've gotten so many tokens of flight and so many tokens of you know, identity and judgment. It's just like, what am I supposed to do with these tokens? I can't do anything with them when I can't buy these. A lot of people probably don't even have these. A lot of people are not going to have these shaders. It's like, the fruit is right there, but it's so far away and all that stuff. You know, it's really sad. Like, what they've done here. It's kind of like they flooded the market with loot. So there's really no reason to do nightfalls. I mean, it's so easy to get loot. Like, you would do nightfalls just for the buff, and you know, you get another opportunity to get loot, but you could just easily farm treasure keys for Prison of Elders. And I'm pretty convinced that there is no difference between the different chests from like the different levels. I mean, it's really weird, and and I've gotten a lot of shitty weapons from the Prison of Elders that I got from the treasure keys that are kind of like really shitty. Um, you know, let's see here. I got a good sniper rifle, but this like here the low down or no, this is the crucible item. I think it's like the up for anything, but like worse. Like it has significantly less rounds per minute, and it doesn't do anything better. Like it's like a higher rate of fire requires more ammo. I mean, I could turn off Field Scout, but I'm still or yeah. Now it's a superior weapon. Like it doesn't make any sense. I could spend tons of time trying to get the perks, but then, you end up where I dropped a shit ton on trying to get like an automatic full auto on this. Pulse rifles are still kind of shitty unless they have like some amazing perk. Like I feel like the Red Death, because it has each kill heals you, it speeds up reload. That's an amazing perk. This right here, the best I spent 10,000 on trying to get this something better, but I got hipfire, which is kind of decent, and it's a stability gun, but it has no fucking ammo. Like, it has less impact. It's bad. Like some of these new weapons, I had a Wolf's Bane, which is the light machine gun from the Queen, and it was just complete garbage. It was like the Against All Odds, but like it had less stability and less ammo, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Let's see here. I mean, I could have get the rodeo is a thing that doesn't apply to the stats, but it's like it's a buff there, and it's just I feel like some of the modifiers are not that great. The when you re-roll, it's like a certain focus on hey, it could only be a certain amount. It's like a full auto on a pulse rifle would be game changer. It would make the game. It would make the weapon so much. It would make it better, but pulse rifles are still garbage compared to auto rifles because I could just hold down the trigger. Like I still don't like hand cannons because a lot of them don't have a lot of ammo. I mean, I love the Badger because it's a high impact, but it's also high range, and look at this. It has higher rate of fire, farther range, and more stability, and it has more ammo, but it's a little bit less range, a little less impact, and a minor reload. But I'd rather have the Badger over the cannon. Like, and the Fulcrum is like one of the best hand cannons out there. It's really weird, Even the Fatebringer it's still like no match for the Badger because the Badger has range and stability, and it's just and ammo and just better perks. You're more likely to get perks on here, but I don't know. Like, we look. You could do this stuff again, but what's it all mean? Like, it's still 3-man. Say you've gained friends for 6 people, and now you have arenas that are 3. So now, what happens with your friends then? There's still no matchmaking. It would be really cool if there was matchmaking for this. Maybe not for this stuff because this is kind of like raid level stuff. But like, it would be cool to have this as a matchmaking. It's crazy what they're doing here. The Heroic Shrek is now the new House of Wolves thing. This is like level 32, and it's like this randomly sorts you, which is kind of cool. But there's no reason to do dailies anymore. It's like, where's this game gonna be in 6 months? There you go to the forums or the subreddit Destiny. It's just. There's so much people asking for stuff, and it's just like, hey, I could really use more bag space. Like, you get so much mats now. I have 6,000 spin metal because I'm farming the chest, and it's just, what am I supposed to do with 600 spin metal? I can't do anything. I can't turn that into anything. Some of these bounties are really not that interesting. The the Queen's bounties. Some of them are like really confusing. One of them has you go into the Gate Lord area where you and at the very end there's the gate, but off to the left, if you're looking at the gate, off to the left there's like a little area that has never been used, but now it's used, which is hilarious. Stuff like that is really interesting. The story is a lot better, but the in game is like a lot worse. Um, Even though it is technically still better than Crota's End, it's still not as good as the Vault of Glass in some way, because the Vault of Glass was 6 players, and then they had a hard mode a month later. There is no talks about a hard mode. This is it in terms of 100% of the content. When the Dark Below came out, like, oh, in a month we're gonna have the hard mode come out, and it was like about a month came out, and it came out, and it was hard, and you got some new loot, and it wasn't that great, but it was harder, full of bugs. But yeah, that's like what in 1 month is there going to be new content for this? Are people still going to be playing this? It's come October and the holiday season. Is there going to be another Destiny? You bet your ass, because Activision dumped a shit ton of money into this game, and they have constantly said there's a shit ton of people that have played this game, but they haven't said how many have they sold. So is there a lot of return? It's very interesting what this game is. I'll probably play for another week and just like wrap it up. I just don't want to pick up pugs. I don't want to like go online and like, hey, I'm looking for a group to do this. And then I'll be level 34, and then what? I got the best loot in the game. I'm done with the game. That's what happened with the Crota's End. There was no feel to the game like in Vault of Glass. Like, oh yeah, this is fun. This is entertaining. And I've done raids in WoW and everything else, but it's just like, where do they go from here? Like, they needed more stuff with the Prison of Elders. It's very flat. There's only a handful of modifiers. There's only, very few. It gets repetitive extremely fast. The new strike is actually pretty cool, but you're gonna do that once, and then, probably over the course of the time, probably like 20 times in the next 2 months, because it's going to be every other week for the so next week is going to be the Nightfall, and then the following week it's going to be the weekly heroic. And there's no reason to do these playlists. Like, what is the point of doing these? It's, you just get as much here as you do over here, but now you're getting Vanguard gear. I don't need Vanguard gear. I get House of Judgment stuff, and it's crazy. It's really sad what they've done with this game. They've kind of abandoned it a little bit. Probably a bulk of their people are working on the new Destiny, but it's just like, there's tons of feedback that is on the forums and on the subreddit that barely anybody that they're not doing. Like, more bag space would be lovely. It's with the new flood of items. It's like now I'm constantly full switching, like finding what I like and what I don't like, and it's hard. Keeping guns in my bag, so the vision. So when I get an etheric light, which I probably won't, because I think I'm done with this game. Like, it's fun for a week, and then I'm just gonna go away, and I feel like the season pass is, that $35 it's done. I think I'm done with this game, and I think a lot of people are done with this game. Unless they do some major changes, unless they like abandon the last consoles, they need to iterate a lot more. They need to add more content. They need to be patching at least once a month, like some sort of content. Maybe they go to a subscription base. Just get at least some content in this game, because there is no fucking content. If you're coming in fresh into this game, you can mainline the whole story in like 12 hours, like 7 to 12 hours. I've done the thing in 7 hours. You do the Vault of Glass, that's an hour. or let's do 2 hours. So we're looking at like 14 hours. Quota's end, another 14, or another 16 hours, and then let's say like maybe 3 hours. 4 hours more. For story and all that stuff for that. So we're looking at like 20 hours in this game, and then you could practically do everything in this game. Everything in this game. Like, you could do the bounties, but there's no point. You're still going to the old areas. You're still going to Skywatch. You're still going. Still no new area. There's some new points accessed in the stories, but there's just. It's still the same areas you were always been to, but now there's a door that's just open now. If this game was like this right here, if this game was $60 right here, like fast forward to last year and they were selling this game, hell yes, this game would be great. There's tons of content, but after, $80, $100, it's a lot of money for very little content. I feel like this whole package could be $60, but they're not going to sell that because it's Activision. The game I think is still retail at 60. You can easily find it for 30. You know what? I bet it's 40. I bet retail is 40. I bet it is 40. But you could easily find it cheap, and it's just, and those DLC packets are never gonna be cheap. It's sad because this is like the first new IP for this generation, and it still retails at 60. That's amazing. So that's the MSRB market retail price, but you could easily get it for 30. But it's just, I'm probably done with this game. The Trials of Osiris and the whole competitive scene do not interest me. The game is extremely laggy. When you start getting less and less people, because there's guaranteed less people than there were before, you're gonna run into people that are like, oh, I'm in Russia and I'm in China, and we got one guy in China, one guy in Russia, and I'm in America. Like, there's gonna be some insane lag. But I'm sorry this is a little bit of a rant, but like, what do they take this game in 6 months? Because there's gonna be no content for this game until October. They're going to eat next month is E3. What are they going to say? Like, oh, yay, we did a bunch of stuff. And, it's sad. But just hope this is kind of like a little chat or something. I don't know. Like, this game is just kind of done with it again. They could have expanded so much more on bounties and, telling people, like, hey, go to other places to hunt. But it's not. They will fix it. They will nerf some of the chests, and people will complain, and then people will just go back, and then you get the hardcore people, the only ones playing, because, like, just play Diablo. Play Warframe. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching, and, or I guess thanks for listening. As always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Bye.